Hi everyone, I'm Noah and this is The Perceptions of Injustice. In today's episode, I'm going to be comparing Charlie Adelson and Catherine McBano's secret wiretaps that were recorded by the FBI in the restaurant Dolce Vita that we have a transcript of with Catherine McBano's cross-examination on the stand in the trial. And we see Katie doing exactly the same thing that Charlie taught her to do in these secret wiretaps. She's doing exactly the same thing she's instructed by on the stand. And that's kind of eye-opening to me because I always thought that the lowest IQ in this case is Charlie Adelson. Apparently, in today's episode, at the end, you're going to conclude with me that there is indeed a lower IQ than Charlie in this case, which is Catherine McBanois. Unfortunately, it really complemented the whole picture about Katie. She truly believed in Charlie, in Charlie's mind, in Charlie's instructions. Seriously, I mean, I understand Charlie believing in himself, or maybe it's a Dunning-Kruger effect, when you have a little bit of skills and you think that, oh, I'm a professional in this. I would exaggerate their own skills. This is Dunning-Kruger. It's actually kind of the opposite of imposter syndrome. So let's begin. This is what I want you to do. I want to give them the money, but what I don't want to get involved in is next Tuesday he's asking for 10,000. So this was my idea. I give you money. You contact, listen, this is why I'm saying it. This is why I'm saying it. I give you money, you talk to him on the phone, and you say, and I'm just, because my head's effing spinning, so now you know that I know whoever the guy is. I don't know who he is, and these people are going to call you. Say, my friend, call the guy up and say, I got a call from so-and-so, I got a call from somebody who said you reached out to them. That's all I want you to say. I got a call from so-and-so that you reached out to them. These people, all right, this is what I want you to do. I want you to call up this person and say that I got a call from some friends of mine who saw that you reached out to them and that you mentioned my name. So, I'm sure he had brainstormed all of this in his mind before meeting Katie, but now he's like taking decisions right in the moment. There's so much use of these words, like, this is what I want you to do, I want you, it's like ordering Katie to do something. He wants to make sure that Katie doesn't mess up. These people, all right, this is what I want you to do. I want you to call up this person and say that I got a call from some friends of mine who says that you reached out to them and that you mentioned my name. He wants her to say the exact words. It's like saying to her, focus with me, focus. Okay, this is what I want you to do. Okay, this is the plan. So it's like he's still grifting the plan as he goes, as he's talking with her. And remember, protect your name recently. So what you're gonna say is, I got a call from some friends of mine who said that you had reached out and that you had mentioned my name. These people want to go to the police because they had nothing to do with that, with what you're talking about, okay? And frankly, I don't know what you're talking about, frankly. But the name sounds familiar of who's incarcerated. Happens to be my baby daddy. So I'm gonna give you something as charity to help the less fortunate, but do not contact these people again or they're going to the police. So, okay. Sometimes I feel that Charlie lives on another planet. Someone comes over, blackmails them, and they're like, okay, we have nothing to do with that, but just because we love charity, we love to help the less fortunate, we're gonna give you money now, but don't come back, okay? So someone comes to rob your house, and you're like, okay, listen, I'm not gonna call the police and tell them that you broke the window to enter my house and steal it. For now, I'm gonna give you this lamp, take it. I'm not gonna call the police, just don't come back. That doesn't make sense at all. At all. He's trying to picture him and his family as saints, And I think at this point, he's still has this faith. He can't pull this off. This is just a stone on the road and it's nothing, because he's still instructing her. He still thinks of himself as this maestro that's instructing her what to do to get past this. Seriously? This is it? This is the end? Okay, wake up, wake up, wake up. He couldn't wake up. Let's switch to Katie a little bit.
All right, so with this wire, Charlie Adelson gets contacted by his mom. She says she was given paperwork, which turns out to be this article about the murder. She says this TV probably cost $5,000. You agree with me that TV sounds like their code for this murder, right?
Dissection, lack of personal knowledge.
Overruled, you know.
I don't know, man.
Then Donna Adelson tells Charlie that it has to do with the two.
This is the first I don't know. And we're talking about the first I don't know regarding the bump. Now she started to question her about the bump, or about the wiretaps that they have for her and Charlie. So this is the first I don't know.
Two of them, and the man mentioned an ex-girlfriend, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then Charlie calls you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Why did he call you?
I have no idea.
Second, I don't know.
You don't know?
No, ma'am. I don't know if that's before or after, or when he
Third.
spoke to his mom, or when they mentioned my name, or when he said ex-girlfriend. Like, it's been going round and round. I'm confused myself.
Okay, and you said that.
Look at her, looking at her attorney, panic, kind of in a panic, like, what should I do? Do you see what's going on here? I mean, kind of not prepared for this. I want to convince myself that she wasn't prepared for this, because I don't wanna believe that someone would go on the stand prepared for this and do this. So what did your lawyer prepare you for? Everything she asks you, say, I don't know. Exactly what Charlie will instruct her to do right now. We'll go back to Charlie in a second. Just let's continue a little bit.
In your last testimony, I'm looking at page 154, lines 4 through 9.
Yes, I was saying that I'm his last ex-girlfriend.
That's what you said in 2019, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That you were his last ex-girlfriend.
Yes, to my knowledge, yes.
We've had testimony during this trial that he's had several girlfriends since you dated. So
Yes.
between that and the bump, right?
Yes, but I was explaining here that I'm his last ex-girlfriend. Like, he was dating June, I think, at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know about Whitney, so I was his last ex-girlfriend.
You didn't know about Whitney?
No, I heard about it now.
Wasn't that like his first serious girlfriend after you and him broke up?
I don't know. That's why I'm getting confused, because I'm learning so many things from here
this
that
the
I don't
fourth?
know when I knew that was his girlfriend, or I knew of that girlfriend. I know about June because she testified over here.
You knew that he was talking to lots of girls
Yes, ma'am.
and dating lots of girls.
Yes, ma'am.
And you would actually chastise him in the messages about like him dating so many girls, moving them into his house, letting them drive his cars, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you would check in with him about these girls. So you would say, are you still talking to this girl, right?
I might have mentioned it, but just to say it, you'd have to show me. Yeah, but I don't know which one that is.
Okay. My point is, you knew that you were not his last ex-girlfriend.
To my knowledge, I was his last ex-girlfriend because he was dating June.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about Whitney. I don't know if I've learned it from the trial, but I was his last ex-girlfriend. If he was dating June and he dated me, I'm his last ex-girlfriend.
But by your own admission in the wiretap call, you say you've had a million ex-girlfriends, right?
I understand that, but I'm saying I'm his last ex-girlfriend. We're talking about this.
Right, but you and him had broken up in the fall of 2014, and this bump is in the spring of 2016, right? You've been together with Sigfredo Garcia again for a year at that point, at the time of the bump.
At that point, okay.
Right. He had dated tons of girls in between that, right?
I believe so.
Okay. You were not his last ex-girlfriend then.
But I'm saying from the timeline from June, like June, the girl June.
Right.
I was his last ex-girlfriend. We were talking about it in here. Like, you're talking about wasn't this from
It was from October
from the bump? No?
The transcript you're looking at is from October of 2019 when you say you were his last ex-girlfriend at the time of the bump. That's what you said last time was the reason that he called you, when an ex-girlfriend was mentioned.
So that's what I'm saying, but you're talking about a specific date on this, what's going on right now, too. This is not on the 19th. This is the transcripts from the 19th.
Right. I'm saying, though, that you knew you were not his last ex-girlfriend. Isn't that true?
I'm confused because I'm saying that I was his last ex-girlfriend. What are you talking about from when we were talking in Dolce Vita?
Right. So you thought that you were his last ex-girlfriend.
So
you can ask it one more time.
Sorry. You believe you were his last ex-girlfriend
Yes, ma'am.
before the bump, and that's the reason he called you?
yes, ma'am.
And he called you because he wanted you to deal with this for him, right?
I don't know if this is the reason why he had mentioned my name and why he wanted me to call.
Okay, well, even before, though, that you knew your name was mentioned, you were with...
Even though she doesn't know if that's why he called her, even though he's specifically using these words like, okay, this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to say. I want you to call them. So she's still confused as to why he called her.
Willing to help him with the problem, right?
I was listening to him. I don't know at that moment if I was saying that I was willing to help him.
Okay, I want you to
We just saw what Charlie was doing with her, right?
look at that same page, 154, line 17 through 19. In 2019, you said, before your name was mentioned, you were willing to help him with that problem.
I said, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're asked by Charlie Adelson to call this number. You don't know why he's asking you to do this other than you're his last ex-girlfriend. And then the person that you get to call the number, coincidentally, just happens to be the shooter of the crime that Charlie Adelson thinks he's being blackmailed for, right?
I mean, can you ask your question one more time?
You were asked by Charlie Adelson to call this number on the article.
Yeah.
You got someone else to do that for you, right?
Yeah, I asked Sigfredo to do it.
So you coincidentally get the person who was the shooter of this crime that Charlie Adelson is being blackmailed.
I mean,
right?
I was just asking Sigfredo to call the number.
Okay, and just coincidentally, he's the shooter.
I didn't even know about any of that until the trial.
Okay, so that is a coincidence.
In your opinion, I believe so.
All right.
I mean, I would be blown out. My mind would explode if I was Katie and I told Sigfredo to call this number, and then later on I discovered that Sigfredo was the shooter.
I don't think it's a coincidence. I'm saying you're saying that that's a coincidence. You didn't actually have anything to do with it.
Coincidence.
And you didn't actually know
There's nothing called coincidence in any of this. Come on.
what it was about or who you were getting to call for that reason, anything.
No, ma'am. Other than the fact that they said Katie and Tuto.
Yeah, and when Charlie Adelson told you that his mom said it has to do with Tuto and Tato, why didn't you say, you know exactly who that is, Charlie? Tuto is Sigfredo.
No, he was saying it in different ways, and then that's why I never corrected him. I know, like, they've asked me about that before. I didn't know that I had to correct him and say, well, you know him. Mm-hmm. You know the father of my kids. Like, why are you saying the name different?
And he said that multiple times. He said, I don't even know who Tuto is. He said that on the phone, and he said that in Dolce Vita, didn't he?
On the phone, I think I heard it, but on the Dolce Vita, I don't remember.
And you just didn't correct him, just didn't ask why he didn't know who Tuto was.
That's the whole reason why I'm even in here, because I wasn't asking the questions.
Why don't you ever mention Garcia's name to Charlie Adelson?
Why don't I ever mention his name?
Right.
The Tuto?
No, why don't you ever say Tuto or Garcia to Charlie Adelson? Why do you just say he this, he that?
I never mentioned his name to him.
Right. Why not?
I just don't. Like, I'm not going to be like saying, I don't know. I didn't.
Why don't you ever mention Charlie's name to Sigfredo Garcia?
I've always referred to them like my friend, or vice versa. Like, I always say my friend. I don't think they want to hear about each other's name whenever I'm mentioning them.
So whenever you talk to Garcia about Charlie Adelson, you always...
They want to do each other's services. Garcia wants to do a service with money for Charlie. He doesn't mind that, but he doesn't want to hear his name because he's very jealous.
They say that person or my friend.
Such a passionate love story.
My friend, yeah.
Okay. I mean, if you called him and are talking to him about that person, well, how does he know who you're talking about?
Did I ever message him saying that person?
You know why?
Because that's what we all talk about all the time. Because that's what connects Charlie to Sigfredo Garcia.
Wiretap call, yeah. You're talking to Sigfredo Garcia and referring to Charlie as that person.
I don't recall.
Why don't you just say Charlie?
Is this like 6, 7, 8? I lost count to how many times she said, still now, I don't know, I don't recall, I have no idea.
I never mentioned either one of their names because, I don't know, I just didn't.
Isn't the reason, though, that you never say their names is because you are all afraid that law enforcement might be listening?
Well, apparently everybody had a burner phone, so why would anybody even be talking on the phone?
Charlie called you. Charlie said that he wanted the problem fluffed. That problem was this bad guy that was trying to extort his mom.
That was a joke.
Joke?
But he wanted you. You were the person that he wanted to take care of this problem, right?
Yes, because somebody mentioned my name. We've gone over this.
Out of all the people in the world, though, he chose you. And you're saying that...
Because they mentioned my name.
Okay. Today...
And Tuto's name. And then mentioned Tato's name. So, yeah, that's why I was confused.
All right. What happened in the car before y'all went to Dolce Vita?
I don't even recall that. That's what I was asking when they said that there's a 10-minute meet-up in a car. Like, where's that video or where's that?
Did he search you for a wire?
You're talking about Charlie?
Yeah.
No, because I don't even recall that happening.
All right. When did you find out that Dan Martel was murdered?
I believe I found out when Sigfredo got arrested.
Okay, so that was the first time that you'd ever heard of Dan Martel, his brother-in-law, being murdered.
Yes, ma'am.
Charlie Adelson never told you that?
No, ma'am.
And you and him talk all the time?
Not all the time. You'll see the phone records. It shows.
I've seen them, and y'all talk all the time.
You were just telling me earlier that, like, our conversation stopped, like, dwindled down.
No, I was saying that you said that he was ghosting you.
Okay.
Okay. You and Charlie Adelson talk all the time. right?
I guess so.
Okay. And when Sigfredo, he never mentioned to you that Dan Markel had been murdered.
No, ma'am.
What was it that you thought he was saying that made national news, BBC News, Good Morning America?
What was he saying?
What was Charlie Adelson talking about? What made
I don't know. I didn't even know what BBC was.
You know what Good Morning America is,
yes,
right?
I know that, but it wasn't anything that was like popping out. You never mentioned Dan Markel. You never mentioned Tallahassee. You never mentioned anything about a murder. Those things would stick out.
Right. I would think that they would.
But he didn't talk about that. I didn't tell you.
Why didn't you ask? What was on Good Morning America? What was on national news?
I don't remember what happened. We have the whole video, and
Right, but then he would have explained to you what he was talking about.
He didn't explain anything. He was saying scenarios.
Okay. In the Dolce Vita video, he's saying it's either somebody trying to blackmail his family or it's the cops working undercover. Why would it be the police? Why would the police be investigating his family?
I don't know.
Okay, this is like the 100th time. I don't know. I don't care to count them anymore because it's like everything that's coming out of her mouth has I don't know. I don't recall between each word and word. So I just want to point out to the word that she used. He was, because she says it a lot. He was just stating scenarios. He was just telling me scenarios, thinking that it's a good thing for her to say that. But okay, Katie, you know what's the definition of a scenario? Let's see what's the definition of a scenario. A scenario is a written outline of a movie, novel, or stage work giving details of the plot and individual scenes. Okay. A definition of possible actions or events in the future. There are several possible scenarios. You're blaming yourself by saying that he's telling you scenarios. What do you mean?
Why isn't your first question, why in the world would the cops be running an undercover investigation on your family?
I don't even know if I ever mentioned that. I don't know. Don't remember what happened in 2014.
Let's stop at this. I don't know. I don't remember what happened in 2014. And let's see who taught her. At first, I thought that this is Tara Kawas's fault, the defense, her lawyer, teaching her to say, I don't know about everything, or at least not teaching her, but like guiding her to what attitude is she going to present on the stand. Apparently, it's not Tara Kawas's fault. Let's see who is its fault by watching or continue watching the transcript. So Charlie was saying here that he's doing this as charity to help the less fortunate, and do not contact these people again or they're going to the police. So that's what's going to happen in his head. The police is going to know that at one point, if they know at one point that they paid money, that Charlie paid money for these people, his defense would be, oh, it's charity. Katie told them it's charity.
You got to do everything in the world to prevent these people from what's the case, because they don't know anything and I don't know anything.
And let them know that you have to do everything in the world to prevent these people from going to the police, because they don't know anything and I don't know anything, and that the name sounds a little familiar, and that I'm going to help you out with some charity. So, okay, you want her to say that she was the one that convinced you not going to the police, not only convinced you not to go to the police, but to give them money as a charity. Wow. You and Katie are angels, seriously. She had to do everything to prevent them to go to the police. Wow. So he really wanted to go to the police, but she prevented them. Yeah. And help you. So do you see? Because they don't know anything and I don't know anything. And that's what he wants her to tell them. They don't know anything, which is Charlie and his family, and I don't know anything. As her, Katie, she doesn't know anything. So I think she took that from him. I don't know.
It sounds a little familiar, and that we can help you out with some charity. And don't ever contact me.
And don't ever contact me, my friends, or my family again, or we will go to the police. That way he gets his money. He also knows that you know everything, that you may have a friend who may not be so cool. He likes to present himself as this, oh, I'm going to be angry, careful, and then I'm going to hire another hitman to cartel vibe Charlie.
My friends or my family again, we will that way he gets money. He also knows that you know everything, and you may have a friend who may not be so cool, what's going on too. They know people, those that handle people, and that one time thing, and it's a charity to help somebody out.
What's going on too, who may know people who knows how to handle people like this, and that this is an effing one-time thing, and this is charity to help somebody out, less fortunate. You believe in karma, and that's the only reason it's being done. Wow! I really like to look up definitions for words. So, karma is the sum of a person's action in this and previous states of existence, viewed as deciding their fate in future existences. So it's like saying, it's like, okay, our actions now define what our future is gonna be. It's the same idea of like whatever you plant, you will receive. So he wants her to plant some charity and some love so she can receive some love and charity on the other side of existence. That's the only reason it's being done, just because they are good people, they are good-hearted people. Him, Katie, his mommy.
And if you want to make it become, if it happens again.
So we're gonna help you. We're not gonna call the police on you. We're gonna threaten you to call the police, even though we could have called the police now, and this is the right time to call the police, if anything. But we're gonna threaten you to call them. But just not gonna call them now, just because we love everyone around us. If it happens again, they're going to bring it to the police. And then the whole time you're talking, you just say, I don't know at all what's going on. Okay, this is the point where I wanted to be. I was just called at 5:30 shaking over this. They're scared. And I told them that, we're gonna try to help these people. So the whole time you're talking, you just say, I don't know at all what's going on. This is very important. This is crucial. The whole time you're talking, you just say, Charlie is telling Katie that the whole time you're talking, you just say, I don't know nothing at all what's going on. She took this advice, very wise advice from him, applied it to her cross-examination with the prosecution in the trial. Everything she says is, I don't know. The whole time you're talking, even when you're talking, the whole time you have to say, I don't know, so they believe you that you really don't know. Smart. They're scared. This is the only time Charlie is being truthful in here. Yes, they are scared. And I told them that, we're gonna help these people. So they are scared, but they don't want to call the police. They want to help you, threaten you to call the police. They're scared. Why would you be scared? But okay, whatever. And then Katie told the Adelsons, don't be scared. We're just going to help these people. Okay, guys? But see where does this, I don't know, I don't recall, vague, coming from? It's coming from the maestro, the one and only wise brain, Charlie Adelson. Finally, I found someone more foolish than Charlie, and it's Katie, because she believed in Charlie, but that's it. You don't use anything other than the words help and charity. And then you're going to ask that you leave these people alone, or they are going to the police. That's all I was able to come up with. If it's the police, they can't take the money. They won't even come meet you. They effed up. If it's this guy, maybe in the back of he knows F off times a million, and that now he's effing with his wife, and he's effing with him, and you F with, there's a lot. You F with the king himself, you'd better kill him, because he's gonna be a big problem, and he knows who you are. If he can't do it, he'll have someone else to do it. I'm gonna have to hire a hitman to do the same work that my first hitman did for my brother-in-law. And so help me God, if they F with my family, it's gonna be like effing that Nazi shit, because this will be done. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Katie, I don't care what I spend, okay? I swear to God, Katie, the person doesn't know This person knows big deal, little, may not know anything. Yes, also pointing out scenarios. This person may be a big deal. He may be just a player. We don't have to worry about him, but he may know something and he may not know anything. Yeah. Right, so he knows I have you on the salary. You think he'd be happy to know that? Catherine says, of course. Yeah, because he puts her on the payroll. It's paying her. You'd think he'd be happy to know that. Is he talking about Sigfredo? That his baby mommy is getting money from him for his kids? He's confused probably because he thinks that if these were gang members indeed, and who would have told them, it would be Sigfredo Garcia, because he's the one incarcerated and he's the one getting money and her getting money, Katie. But no one knows about this but her and him, Katie and Sigfredo. So he's saying that he knows that you are on the salary. He knows that I give you money. But, I mean, wouldn't he be happy about that and not talk about it probably to another person? That's weird. That's what he's saying. And he still doesn't get it, that it couldn't be Sigfredo that's going on and telling things like that. He doesn't have any bad feelings towards me, does he? Our path never crossed. I didn't know that the two of you would be working out, kind of like Catherine says. It's not like that. So Charlie, I guess he's talking about Sigfredo Garcia now. Does he have bad feelings for me? He looks to me kind of scared. You know, it's not where it's like I effing was around when you guys were together and then I hopped in when you walked out. Like, that's a different story. That's disrespectful. Catherine says something that we cannot hear. Charlie says, with my mom, there's no... Okay, so Charlie, he couldn't be disrespectful. No. He's an evil person. Yes, maybe, but he cannot be disrespectful. He wouldn't do that to Garcia. He's thinking that, okay, this may be one scenario that, okay, this may be Garcia jealous of me, brackets open, but why would he be jealous of me? I was never disrespectful to him. It's not like I hopped in their relationship. It's not like we ever crossed paths, close the brackets. If he would be jealous of me, have bad feelings for me, yes, he would do that. Go to another person, tell them, okay, he is paying these and these, and you should get paid too. It doesn't make sense, Charlie. Read what's in the brackets. How? I mean, remember, like we were separated, and you either continuation travel, as parents know, especially we had annoying or whatever, but it's not like that. Yeah, no, I've never, and you know, I was. Okay, this is very hard to understand because we cannot hear a lot of words in the sentence, but what I understand from this is he's still trying to explain to himself why Garcia would be mad at him. Why would he have bad feelings for him? Because he's never been disrespectful to him. And then Catherine says, help me out. And then Charlie says, like, you know it, I don't even have to sit here and tell you what I would do. I could show you what I could do. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how I am. Like, I look for things to do. You don't ask me for shit. I'm the one that's like, hey, Noah's birthday is coming up. I got you. You know, I'm the one who's like, anything I can, you know, you don't ask. Oh. So now he's trying to paint himself as this very generous person, human being. He's just look out for people around him. He's just like that. That's his personality. It's not like he needed service from Katie. That's why he put her on the payroll, or that's why he will give her gifts for her kids. No, it's because that's who he is as a person. I'm the one who is like, Charlie is the one who's like, hey, I'll sell you the Lexus for a very good price. I know you're having car problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one who I don't have to tell you. I show you there's a difference. Oh, wow. Okay. So he's this kind of boyfriend that's just, he doesn't wait for Katie to talk about things. He just sees it. Oh, Katie's having a problem with the car. Katie, listen, I'm going to help you. You buy our Lexus. I'm going to give it to you at a very good price. I know you're having car problems. Noah's birthday is on the corner. Get this money. Put her on the payroll for insurance reasons. That's his love language. Okay guys, I'm gonna stop for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to watch other videos, it's gonna be linked in the description below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment if you like, if you want to, and subscribe also if you want to. I would be so happy if you do. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.